Annyeonghaseyo everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. This week we're going to be breaking down the lyrics to Yes or No by Groovyroom, Crush, and Yunjin from LE SSERAFIM. Let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. Okay, this song starts off with a pre-chorus and it goes, What's on your mind, 있잖아. And that means, what's on your mind, you already know. 넌 is you. 이미 means already, but it's the type of already that you use when you're dealing with a situation where the other person has prior knowledge of what you're referring to. If you want to say already, like as in you're surprised by something, you would say 벌써. That one indicates a sense of surprise, but 이미 is for prior knowledge. 알고 있잖아 means you're already knowing. So, 알 from 알고 means to know. The 고 있 is supposed to be 고 있다 or 고 있어, which basically adds ing to a verb. So if you wanted to say, if it said 알고 있어, it means knowing. 잖아 is something that's added to the end of a word when you want to say, you know, or by the way. So, what's on your mind? Basically means, you know you already know, or you know you're already knowing. Okay, the next line is, and it means, I'm curious what your true feelings are. 궁금해 comes from the verb 궁금하다, which means to be curious. 난 is I or me. 정말 means real or really. 뭔지 means what is it or what it is. 너의 means your. 너 means you. Even though this symbol is romanized as UI, when this symbol is at the end of a word, it's pronounced as 에, which is why it's 너의. When it's at the end of a word, it shows possession of the word. So instead of it just being you, this is your. 마음 is heart or feelings. So, I'm a little confused because 정말 could mean I am really curious, or it could mean I am curious what your real heart is. But 난 궁금해 means I'm curious. 정말 means real or really. 뭔지 means what it is. 너의 means your. And 마음이 is heart. Or 마음 is heart. Okay, next line is Baby don't smile, 더 기다리기 지쳐나. And that means I'm tired of waiting. 더 means more. 기다리기 comes from the verb 기다리다, which means to wait. But this is like the act of waiting. This is what this means. It literally translates to waiting. 지쳐 comes from the verb 지치다, which means to be tired of something or to be exhausted by something. And 난 just means me or I. So, 더 기다리기, more waiting, I'm tired of. I'm tired of waiting. Okay, last line is Look at my eyes, 지금이잖아 timing. And it means, look in my eyes, the time is now. 지금 means now. 잖아 means you know, or by the way. 타이밍 is timing. A loan word is a word that's taken from another language and adopted into a different language without much modification. So, 지금이잖아 timing means, you know, now is the timing. Okay, now we're in the chorus. The chorus goes, Feel yourself and free yourself. If you feel me, 말해줄래, yes or no? Feel yourself and free yourself. If you feel me, 말해줄게, yes or no? Now, what is the difference between 말해줄래 and 말해줄게? For starters, this 말해 in both of these comes from the verb 말하다, which means to say, to speak, to tell. 말해줄래 means shall you tell me, or will you tell me, or let's tell me. So the ending ule is kind of like a suggestion. Like, let's go eat. Shall we go eat? Will you tell me? The direct translation of this says, please tell me. So it's a little bit of like a slight suggestion. It's not a harsh suggestion, but it's a slight one. 말해줄게 means I'll tell you. 줄게, or the 을게 at the end, means I'll do something. So, for example, if somebody says, go wash the dog, you'd say, 할게요, like, I'll do it. 하다 meaning to do. 을게요 meaning saying yes, you're gonna do this thing in the future. So 하다 plus 을게 is 할게요. Wash the dog? 할게요. I'll do it. So 말해줄게 means I'll tell you. So to wrap this all up, 말해줄래 is like a suggestion. Hey, tell me yes or no. Please, that would be nice. But 말해줄게 means I will tell you yes or no. Okay, so the lyrics to the first verse go, Do you want to take it away with me? 어디가든지 따라와줄 거야. And that apparently translates to, will you follow me anywhere? Okay, 어디 without this L means where. And I'm pretty sure 어딜 가든지 means anywhere we go. Because 가 means to go. Adding 지 kind of makes it mean anywhere you go. 따라와 comes from the verb 따라오다, which means to follow or like come along with me. It means follow me. Where I get confused with this line is this, the 줄 거야. 줄 comes from the verb 주다, which means to give. Okay, I just got back from 20 minutes of research. 줄 거야, I thought it meant I will give you something because 줄 comes from the verb 주다, which means to give. 거야 is like future tense. Usually it's 거예요. So 줄 거예요 means I will give you something. But 거야 is a shortened form of that, and it's more informal. It's what you use with your friends, right? So I was thinking this meant I will give you something in the future. But what I just learned is that 주다 in this sentence is an auxiliary verb, and when 주다 is used in this context, it's used when an action of the main verb, which is 따라와, which is to follow, has an impact on the listener, which it does. She's asking, will you go anywhere I go? Will you follow me? So the main verb, which is following, does have an impact on the listener. Then the 거야 at the end does not actually indicate that it's something that's happening in the future tense. This is just something that dramatizes a sentence. That's what I learned from Talk to Me in Korean. So just ignore the 거야 at the end of this. You could really just do without it. Okay, let's double up on the confusion because in the original shooting, I said that 거야, meaning something that indicates that an action is going to take place in the future, has nothing to do with that phrase, but she's asking, will you follow me anywhere I go? Referring to the future. So 거야 really could be referring to the future in that tense. So what you can take from all of this is that 거야 could mean something that refers to future actions. Like everything that she said, 어딜 가든지 따라와 줄 거야, like will you follow me everywhere I go? In the future, it could mean that, or it couldn't at all. I will link the video down below from Talk to Me Korean that taught me about people just adding 거야 to the end of something to make it sound more dramatic, which is why it's used in songs mainly. But this is one of those words where it could literally go either way. So I'll link that information down below. But 줄 거야 in this just kind of emphasizes all of this. Korean is confusing. Okay, next line is 아니면서 계속 맴돌지 and some other stuff. And this first part means you're not, but always linger. 아니 means no. 면서 is an ending to connect two actions that are happening at the same time. So we'll just say that 면서 kind of in this situation translates to no, this is happening, but also this is happening, which is always lingering. Because 계속 means to continue, and 맴돌지 comes from the verb 맴돌다, which means to circle, hover, or linger. So earlier she asked, will you follow me wherever I go? And then they say no, but you continue to linger. The second part of that line is 자꾸 내 주위 좁혀가 우리 사이. And that means keep closing the gap between us. 자꾸 means keep, not as in keep something to myself, but keep doing something. 내 is my. 주의 just means around. 좁혀가 comes from the verb 좁히다, which means to narrow or close in on something. 우리 is we or our. 사이 is a gap or space or a relationship. But 우리 사이 means between us. Okay, I know what all of these words mean individually, but when they come together like this, I'm honestly unsure. It seems like this is one part of a sentence, and then there's a comma here, and then this is the second part, because Korean phrases follow the form of subject, object, verb. 네, 주의를 is the object, 좁혀가 is the verb. So this is the end of the first phrase. So really this says, keep narrowing my surroundings, comma, 우리 사이, or our relationship, or the gap between us. Yeah, I've tried really hard to make this line make sense, and I guess it kind of makes sense. Even if it doesn't make sense, we learned a bunch of new words. Moving on. Alright, the next line is, I've never been the one to plead cause boys are cheap. 차라리 끝내자. But I know you'll cook that shit back on repeat. That translates to, I've never been the one to plead cause boys are cheap. Let's just end it. But I know the end result is again back on repeat. 차라리 means rather. 끝내자 comes from the verb 끝내다, which means to end something. And the ending 자 means let's do something. Like if you want to say let's eat, you'd say 먹자. 먹다 means to eat. And if you say 먹자, it means let's eat. So 끝내자 means let's end it. But I know you'll cook that shit back on repeat. 결국 means ultimately, in the end. The end result was, and 다시 means again. I've never been the one to plead because boys are cheap. I'd rather us end it. But I know in the end, again, back on repeat. Alright, second half of verse 1 goes, 처음부터 달랐어 불길하게 될 것만 느낌. And that means it was different from the start, a strange, sweet vibe. 처음부터 means from the start or from the first one. So 처음 means like the first or the beginning or the start. 부터 means from. You add it on to the end of something to say from this. So you use from as in to and from. The two words that go together are 부터 and 까지. You probably heard the phrase 머리부터 발끝까지. That was my foot. My 발 is my foot. 머리부터 발끝까지 means from my head to my toes or my foot. So 부터 means from. 달랐어 comes from the verb 다르다, which means to be different. But because it says 달랐어, that means that it's past tense. So it's not that it's different now, it was different. 불길하게 comes from the verb 불길하다, which means to be ominous or foreboding. But 하게 at the end means that it was done in this manner, in an ominous manner. 달콤한 comes from the verb 달콤하다, which means to be sweet. And 느낌 is like a feeling or vibe. So, 처음부터, from the start, 달랐어, it was different. An ominously sweet feeling. A strange, sweet vibe. Okay? So after the line that goes, 처음부터 달랐어, 불길하게 더 강한 느낌. 이미 난 흔들렸어. And that means I'm already shook. 이미 means already. 난 means I, or I'm. 흔들렸어 is the past tense form of the verb 흔들리다, which means to shake, wobble, or falter. So I am already shaken, or shook, I guess. Okay, and the last little bit before we get into the chorus again is 내 맘대로 되는 게 없어서 싫은데 좋아. So love, so pain. And that means I hate that nothing's going as planned, but at the same time I like it. This first part confuses me a little bit, but we're still gonna get through it. 내 means my. 맘대로 means like what I want, what my heart wants. because mam is heart, dero means according to. So mamdero means according to my heart, or what my heart wants. Now, 되는 comes from the verb 되다, which means so many things. It means to be, to become, to develop into something, to attain. So we're just going to leave it as a question mark for right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a thing. 없어 means to not have. So, 내 맘대로 되는 게 없어. So it's like, I don't have a thing that my heart wants. So that's what I'm going to get from this. I don't have anything that my heart wants. So I hate that nothing's going as planned. But now, at the end of 없어, meaning to not have, we have a so. Think of this as literally the word so. So connects two phrases that are related. So she's saying, even though I don't have what my heart wants, this exists. This shil comes from the verb 싫다, which means to hate something. This ending, 근데, means but. And 좋아 comes from the verb 좋다, which means to be good. So this sentence kind of means I'm not getting what I want, or nothing's going my way. Therefore, I hate it, but it's good. So it kind of means, but at the same time, I like it. Okay, then we're back at the chorus again. What's on your mind? 넌 이미 알고 있잖아. 궁금해 난 정말 뭔지 나의 맘이. Baby, don't smile. 더 기다리기 직전은. Look in my eyes. 지금이잖아 timing. Feel yourself and all that good stuff. I can hardly hit those notes. I'm gonna let Yunjin do it. Now, we're into verse 2, which is taken over by Crush. He starts this verse off with, 이런 사이는 not my taste. And that means, this relationship is not my taste. 이런 means like this. 이 is this. 사이 is like a gap or space. But in this situation, it means a relationship. And this 는 is a topic marking particle. So what this really reads as is, as for a relationship like this, it's not my taste. Me neither. Alright, next line is, 애매하게 흘리는 night and day. And that means wasting night and day. Kind of. 애매하게 comes from the verb 애매하다, which means to be vague, ambiguous, non-committal. And then 하게 means doing it in the fashion of this. So you're pretty much adding ly to the end of this word. 흘리는 comes from the verb 흘리다, which means to spill, to like shed tears, to bleed out. Weird verb. This line is the weirdest one in the whole song. But it apparently means wasting night and day, but really it translates to like ambiguously spilling night and day, or non-committally spilling or bleeding night and day. I don't understand. The Crush said it, so. Next line is, don't play with me, 넌 알고 있잖니. 어서 빨리, just let me know. And that means, don't play with me, you already know. Hurry up and just let me know. 넌 means you. This 알고 있 is supposed to come from 알고 있어 or 알고 있어요, which means you know or you're currently knowing. This 있찬 is reminding me of 있잖아, which means you know or by the way. And I'm pretty sure that ni is just a word that marks something as a question. So, 넌 알고 있잖니 means you know that you already know. Also means quickly. This one is an adverb. 빨리 also means quickly or fast, but it comes from the verb 빠르다, which means to be fast. So also 빨리 is again just like emphasizing hurry up and let me know. Next line goes, what's on your mind? 전부 알고 싶어 난. And it means what's on your mind? I want to know it all. 전부 means all. 알고 싶어 means I want to know. 알 comes from the verb 알다, which means to know. And 고 싶어 means you want to do whatever verb comes before it. So the verb is to know. 고 싶어 means you want to do it, so you want to know. And then the word 난, meaning I, is at the end of the sentence for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. I guess it just fits in the song nice. But 전부 알고 싶어 난 means I want to know it all. Okay, so after what's on your mind 전부 알고 싶어 난 언제까지 이렇게 나를 태울 셈이야. And that means, until when are you going to keep playing games? Except not really. This line is very confusing. So confusing that I had to consult an actual Korean person to understand it. So they tried really hard with this little translation that was given by the song producers. But this is not the same as this. We'll get into it. 언제까지 means until when or how long. 언제 means when. 까지 means till or to. It's the opposite of buto. Buto and kaji go together. From here to there. From is buto, kaji is to. So until when. We're going to go to the end of the sentence for the next part because it really belongs here, but it doesn't matter. So semia. I'm telling you, it was so hard to find information on this online. Semia. Semia is like a Korean idiom, and it's like, what's your intention? Or what are your plans? So, 언제까지, and then semia being in the same sentence, make the meaning of this, how long do you plan on, yada yada yada. Let's get into the yada yada yada. 이렇게 means like this. 이 meaning this, and 이렇게 means like. 날 means me or I, but in this context, it means my, and I'll explain why. 에테울 in the lyrics is written as one word, but these should really be disconnected because 에테울 is not a word. So, 에 in this sentence means like your guts or intestines. 태울 comes from the verb 태우다, which means to burn. So, right now, it looks like, how long do you plan on my guts burning like this? 태울 is another Korean idiom. It literally translates to your guts are burning, but this means like, you're making me wait and I'm becoming so anxious that it's like burning me. It's burning my insides. So, 언제까지 이렇게 나를 태울 셈이야 means how long do you plan on my guts burning like this, or how long do you plan for me to be sitting here anxiously waiting for you to give me an answer? How long do you want me to sit here with my guts burning? So it kind of means till when are you going to keep playing games, but not really. Okay, the next line is 지금이야 순간, it's time to decide. And that means now is the time to decide. 지금 means now. The ending 이야 means it is blank. 순간 is a moment. So this really translates to now is the moment, the time to decide. Alright, the last line is I can't wait no more, 다시 반복해도. And that means I can't wait no more, I'll repeat again. 다시 means again. 반복해 comes from the verb 반복하다, which means to repeat. 또 means again. So really, when he says I can't wait no more, I'll repeat again, I don't know if he means I'll repeat the question that I just asked you. Is it yes or no? Or if he means we're about to go do all of this all over again. Either way, it's a sad relationship. Alright, and that's the end of Yes or No. Thanks so much for watching. As always, you can leave any corrections or suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'll see you next Sunday, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great week. Bye!